It's time for an Ethereum price prediction because Ethereum is actually doing a lot better than most of the market is right now. I mean, yes, we have had a small dump, but overall, compared to previous runs, compared to a lot of other altcoins out there, even Bitcoin, I mean, this thing isn't doing too bad. Now, what should we be looking out for with Ethereum more than anything? Because there is all sorts of news that comes out all the time here. And yeah, what we will say is that can negatively affect the price, like we see happened here. But I will say that it is something that is hovering still around its all-time high. Obviously, the all-time high is $800 away, so it's not like super close, but it is definitely an area that it can recover. Now, with that type of recovery, what should we be expecting? Well, first of all, we should be looking to draw some patterns here, and we are on the daily, but this is still a massive valid pattern that we should really be looking at. So we can do something like this, or we can actually draw the line from the top here. It doesn't really matter too much. I think what's better is actually the fact that this is a lot more like an ascending triangle over the past few years more than anything. Now, this could be something that's good, could be something that's bad. And the bad side to it would be the fact that if it is an ascending triangle, we have seen Bitcoin do this in the past as well. If it is an ascending triangle, then it is going to be a situation where, I mean, the price could get as low as $1,700 and still have this pattern be valid, right? So we do have to keep that in order. We have to keep that in the back of our minds here, but we can also go in and look at this with a microscope and actually say, hey, what are the more recent patterns and more valid patterns that we should be looking at for a bit more of a short-term prediction? When I say short-term, I would probably say, in the next few weeks / months type of thing, right? So we can see here, we did have some kind of wedge structure break. We also have a channel of sorts here. It's very, very parabolic, but technically, yeah, it is a channel here, and that channel has broken towards the downside. Now, if we go up to a weekly on this, is that congruent? Yes, it is. We have actually closed a candle underneath this pattern, which is actually a pretty bearish sign, I will say. It is a very, very bearish sign. So what should we be expecting with Ethereum? If it wants to recover, it needs to do so, and it needs to absolutely blast through 5K, and it's got to do it quickly. If it doesn't do it quickly, then it's very likely, it's a lot more likely as of right now, that we do come down. So what is the measure move on that downwards move? Well, we can look at this last wave down. We could say, hey, where will that put us? About $3.2 thousand, which is another $800 drop. So just keep an eye on that, because that is important. And then obviously looking at the golden cross indicator here, guys, we can see that it is kind of getting closer together, looking more towards a death cross. I mean, we've already had the golden cross, we've had a move up, it looks pretty good there, and that's great, right? But if we get a death cross here, we should be expecting a lot more downwards momentum to follow, right? So let's just bring back our TA here. If we did get a death cross, and we had a death cross here, right, about 3K in February of 2025, we actually came all the way down to about 1400. So if we were to get a similar death cross around this zone, around 3K, we probably should be expecting similar things. And the bullish side would be, yes, if we maintain this trend line, it's actually great for the longer term, like in the next couple of years. Very, very great here if we can hold that. But besides that, guys, if that death cross does come into fruition, we have to hope and pray that it is going to be something that's a bit smaller, right? So we get a death cross, we come down, okay? Let's just actually get the price. There we go. Yeah, we come down, maybe 2.5, somewhere around there. If we can hold this level, these kind of zones here, right, then yes, that would be great, and it would be a lot more like a parabolic curve upwards rather than this ginormous ascending triangle / wedge thing, right? So keep an eye on that, but overall, pattern has been broken. We should be expecting at least 3.2K, and if it does want to recover from here, it's got to do it rapidly, and it's got to do it aggressively. And if it does that, we need to reclaim this trend line, we need to get above it, bounce off of it, and then we'll be in the territory of potential huge wave towards the upside. This is where it gets bullish, okay? If we do actually break out the measure move on this ginormous pattern, would be roughly all the way up to $16,000 for one Ethereum. Pretty crazy stuff. Do I think this happens? I think it's just based on the whole market right now, guys. I mean, everything's going sideways. Everything except like gold, right? This has been resilient, but it's not super bullish. So what I will say is, do I think Ethereum gets to $16,000 per token? Not anytime soon. I think if it does, then yeah, I mean, we could be talking late next year if we're in a bull run. If not, I would not be expecting this to do that. Okay, maybe potentially we get to 8K, nice little double up on Ethereum, but overall we have to think about this realistically. It has been in this massive range. Okay, it's found this equilibrium. It is something that is very centralized and monopolized, Ethereum is. So yeah, we should be looking at this and saying, okay, it's probably likely to just stay in this range, right? We're at the top of the range right now. It's looking a lot more bearish in the short to long term here. Looking a lot more bearish, but we'll see if it can recover. Looks like it's trying. But that's going to be it for the video. So have a fantastic day. We'll see you guys in the next one.